The Missouri Botanical Garden having its annual Orchid show.
Steve Harris took a look behind the scenes and learned a few things that you might find interesting as well.
The Missouri Botanical Garden's Orchid show always draws a crowd, but most of the work goes on behind closed doors.
We have about 11,000 square feet of greenhouse space, 3 different climate-controlled greenhouses. And so that is where we do all our repotting.
Babs Wagner is the orchid collection specialist.
We don't buy in orchids for it like some gardens do. It's all from our living collection.
A collection that includes around 6,500 plants, several of which are real characters. For instance, this orchid is actually much older than the dirt it's planted in. It started in the year
1898.
And it looks fantastic for 122. And this one?
It gets to be the size of an elephant.
Then there's Audrey, named after the Little Shop of Horrors plant.
Because she's like taking over, you know, it's feed me, Seymour, feed me.
Now, there's something else interesting about this orchid. You know that good tasting stuff in your cabinet that you bake with? Audrey. Turns out vanilla is an orchid.
There are 3 different species that they use to make extract, and the garden has one of the largest collections of diverse vanilla species in the world.
Think about that next time you eat vanilla ice cream. Oh, and speaking of ice, you know that whole water orchids with ice cubes thing? Well, Babs says not so fast.
First of all, it's ice cold water and they're tropical plants, and second of all, 4 ice cubes is the equivalent of about 1/4 of a cup of water, which is not enough.
Which is why I'll let the professionals do the growing, and I will simply enjoy a bowl of ice cream. Vanilla, of course.
Feed me!
Steve Harris, News 4.